Hi.
Hello. Oh my god. It's a tier list. Never seen one of these
True.
before.
Today we're going to be making a Skywars map tier list.
As you
For
could
those of you
see.
who don't know what a tier list is, uh, it's a list of tiers, and we're going to rate all of these Skywars maps from S tier to F tier, with S tier being so good, amazing, and F tier being so bad, unamazing.
That basically describes it.
Yep. And we'll start off by establishing some baselines for each of these
And
tiers, so we
also,
know
I
what's
labeled
where they are.
these are only solo and doubles Skywars maps.
Yep.
The blue ones are non-seasonal and the pink ones are seasonal.
True.
I thought
But
I'd
we won't have any
differentiate them
other
because,
mega
some
maps.
some aren't like as common as others and.
True.
We have like
So
all
let's
the maps in history. At least I think I do.
ever
I might have forgotten like two
probably
if they weren't labeled anywhere, but I think I got.
nobody cares about those ones.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be like missing sanctuary or something. So, anyways, we're gonna start off by making the baselines for each of these tiers, so we know approximately what each tier is about. So let's start off with S tier. What do you think would be a good baseline S tier? Aegis, yes, Aegis.
It's only the first map
Is
too,
the
so
map. It is the map on Skywars. It's a classic and it's good. It plays well and it encourages everybody to go to mid and fight, which is the main point. But it also allows people who are less good at PvP to mine and camp and then also succeed because there are so many diamonds at each of the islands. But then they're also hidden.
yeah.
So you need the know-how. So you can't just be some random noob and see all 5 diamonds just piled on the ground.
That is true.
So A tier, A tier. What should be A tier? Hmm. Uh,
I
how about what's Mythic maybe? It's Mythic again. Mythic
Mythic's like the
is
sandstone
S
one.
tier. Yeah, Mythic. I think no, Mythic's not the A tier. I think it's very good though.
Maybe
Let me think.
Aquarius. Nah, maybe I don't know. There's a lot of
Uh,
choices that could fit in A tier. So
True. How about ooh, hmm. There's a lot of maps that I like quite a bit. How about Sky Church?
Sky Church, that'd be more of a B tier in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
it is pretty tall.
let's not rank these too early.
How about, how about Firelink Shrine?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it is an A
How about
tier. I'm not sure
Palette?
if it's Palette. I don't like Palette very much.
I like Palette a lot, but we all have our own opinion. We'll average out our opinions.
Yeah, yeah.
Guarded bed, obviously.
Yeah. How about Hibiscus? Because Hibiscus is
Hibiscus would
also
be a
like,
good choice. I think that's fair.
I think Hibiscus it's good. It's like Aegis, but it's just more hard. I think it's less balanced towards people who are less good at the game. There are so many sweats on Hibiscus, I think.
True. All right. B tier.
B tier.
Sky Church.
Uh,
I kind of established that.
Sky Church.
I'd say it's a good B tier map. Just
Yeah, if it
nothing.
had more ores, I think
B
it would be
tier, B
better.
tier, and C tier are like average level maps. B tier are
Yeah,
like the
average
slightly
maps,
better average maps, and C tier is like the slightly less.
slightly worse. C tier, Fragment.
Honestly, I would put that in C tier, even though most people put it in F immediately.
I mean, yeah, because
I
it's.
think we'll wait on that
Hmm,
one. I
yeah,
don't think it's a good
we'll wait
baseline.
until later. C tier, Rail. Railroad is fine. I think.
I would say Railroad is about a C tier, honestly.
I think it's maybe on the higher end, so maybe not that.
Maybe Nomad.
Uh, Nomad. Let me think about that one. Nomad is. Yeah, Nomad. I think Nomad would fit in C tier. It's not. It's not great. It's not bad.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, D
That's
tier
the
is where
C
we start
tier.
getting the bad maps. These are like
Bad.
bad.
They're not. They're not good. Uh, so we're gonna go for maps that are like they're not good, but they're not terrible, right? You can still play on them. They're. They don't have critical design flaws. They just have design flaws.
Also, you don't have to agree with our opinions. We're just
Yeah,
these are based on
this is
our own
completely opinion
experiences.
based.
Also, some of these maps we
Uh,
don't have too much experience with, so
True. Uh, D tier.
Maybe Canopy.
Canopy. I think Canopy has a few redeeming features, in that it does allow.
But in
like,
today's day and age, it's
I mean, yeah, with the salmon kit,
it
it
doesn't
is
fit.
pretty bad. But
Maybe
I think,
Atuin.
I think we Atuin.
It's the turtle map that's really hard to bridge
turtle
on,
map.
and it's easy to get knocked off of.
Oh right, that one. That I don't like that one. I think that definitely goes in D tier.
That feels like a very D tier map. It's not the worst map, but it's not good. It's a hard map,
Alright.
and it's annoying. That's a bit
All
of
right, F tier
rotation.
for Garden Bed. Let's put.
Yeah, I think Garden Bed basically just like settles
It is
F tier and what it is.
So bad. It is just awful.
All right.
It fails in every aspect.
Now we have like a good layout. Now we'll just go down the list in order or
Yeah,
whatever.
start at the top.
It's not like a specific
Aqua
order,
Crown.
but
Yeah, it's
We'll just go
almost
down.
alphabetical.
Aqua
Aqua
Crown.
Crown.
This is basically
Aqua
just
Crown. This is in rotation.
this is very
It's one of
similar
the-
to certain maps. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
it
just
has
another
this-
Atlas or Frostbound.
But
It's
I think this one is. I think those maps are A tier, but I think this one might be B tier because there are only 4 mid chests. There aren't any mid chests, the pseudo mids, and the pseudo mids are relatively far from mids, so I think
Yeah.
it's just not as balanced in its layout.
and while we're on that, I honestly just rank Atlas now and put it in B tier as well. I think it's about the same, honestly. It's that
it also
fantastic.
has
Its
the
chest
chests also
positions
look
aren't great either.
close. So I think that means then Frost.
They're not bad maps by any means,
I think
but
Frostbound gets an A tier. Then it's the similar style, but it is more balanced.
exactly.
If there's, like,
Frostbound is definitely the best
cover-
of those styles, and
Yeah, it's
mid is like
those
the most balanced. It's easy to
Yeah.
move around. It's
got
easy. It's
low
harder to
ground,
get
high
knocked
ground,
off
etc.
while you're getting the mid.
Exactly. There are walls around.
All right, a
There's
rule.
cover.
The mushroom map.
Rule, the mushroom map. That's the one that CubeCraft also copied.
I give it a B, maybe.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely.
It's
not,
nothing
I think
special.
It's definitely worse.
It's a B or a C.
Yeah, it's definitely better than a C, I think, but not by much.
I would put it a
It's
low
called
B, but we don't really
It's
have like semi-tier, so we'll
It's
put it in
pretty-
B as a general
Yes,
statement.
low B, chest placement, but in general, pretty alright to play on.
Aquarius.
Aquaria.
Okay, this map I
Aquarius.
used to hate, but I've come around to it quite a lot. Like,
I mean, it's pretty.
it's a pretty good map.
for gameplay.
like
but,
it
I
works
mean,
well in
aesthetically,
solos and doubles.
And aesthetically, it's not great, but it's
Gameplay, it
it's
plays
fine.
well.
It's
It
acceptable.
plays well when you
It
know how to
plays very
play it.
well. I think it gets A tier, honestly.
I would give it A
It's pretty
tier. It's not S tier just because it's so easy to get knocked off at the start,
Yeah,
and the
farmer-
rushers are
farmer
coming
kit,
up.
But I think that's more of a problem with the farmer kit.
I'd give Dawn a C just because it's too big. That's the only
It's
reason.
very big, and it's pretty.
It looks
boring,
really,
I think.
yeah, it's pretty boring.
It
It
looks
looks
good.
nice, but it also looks very boring in like design.
It's-
It's so
you just
flat.
can't-
It's
can't-
flat and large. That's really
it's
all it has
flat.
going for it.
Yeah, and those are not generally positive traits.
I mean, it's not a
Alright,
terrible
Canopy?
map. Like, I'll still play it, but you know.
All right, Canopy. So there are strats. I think that I think it should go on the higher end of what you're between, because I think that it does have redeeming qualities. It's not great, but it does allow for people who don't know what they're doing, and who are just starting off. They have a small chance of being able to defeat the pros
You know,
if they just keep knocking them down.
I would give it a D, but I'll give it a C just for you, and a C for creativity. You know.
Yeah, it's a neat-ish concept, but like there are strats to combat the salmon kit on this map, and I think that redeems it slightly. It's still not great, but it's not the worst.
Okay, I know we have very differing opinions on Ember Cell.
Ember Cell is the ugliest map.
I mean, it looks
It is
terrible.
just an eyesore.
But
It's so
gameplay,
bad.
it's so contradictory though, because it's like one of
Gameplay-wise, it's
the
amazing.
best gameplay maps.
It plays so well, and it looks so bad. So I think I would if it was.
But I
looked
definitely
good,
think
give it an S
gameplay.
tier.
I definitely think gameplay like affects more. I would
Yeah.
definitely give it an S if it didn't look terrible.
Looked good. Like if they just palette swapped it.
And
if they
I'm
gave
not
it
even
all
kidding.
the
On this
update,
map, there have been
it
many
would be
times where TNT is the only block I have left. I'm trying to stack up, and I realize it's a redstone block,
It's a
and
redstone.
I'm done. Why'd you
just
choose
die.
redstone
I'm
blocks?
Pretty sure. I'm also pretty sure they have barrier blocks somewhere on this map.
This
for
map
some
could
reason.
look 10 times better if they just replaced the redstone blocks with like red terracotta or something.
literally anything. Just get rid of the wool at mid too. S tier. No, but why? Why did the builders do that? It plays so
When they
nice.
reskin it
It
into a
looks so
Halloween
bad.
map, I will give it an S tier.
Yes, eventually it'll have to happen.
Clearing is
Probably.
Diet Tribute.
Yeah, it's like
B
Diet
tier.
Tribute. So yeah, B tier. Yeah,
I don't think we really need to say much more
nothing
about that.
special to say. Entangled, entangled, entangled. I hate it. I mean, it's a fine map. I just
I put it
personally
right
don't like
between
playing
B
on
and
it.
C. I put it like right between if I could, but
Yeah.
we gotta pick one
Let's see
side.
what other. You can get an enchanted golden apple on it, so I think it gets a B tier.
It's not like a terrible map.
Arbitrary.
I
Yeah,
think
it's not
I think the
terrible.
only thing it doesn't have going for it is chest placement. It's really annoying.
Yeah, the chest Tyson is it's all the way at just out of the way, and then there's only 2 at mid. If there were like more at the very center for people to fight over, I think that would make it better. And
Yeah,
also
pretty
it has the Aquarius problem of people just instantly knocking you off and rushing, and it's very annoying.
Yeah. Well, next
I
we have our
got B
S
tier.
map. Chronos.
Chronos is so well designed.
Man, I love crossing a one wide bridge trying to get to mid. You know, it's fantastic.
I mean, like this was one of the maps that CubeCraft copied. Why?
I don't know.
Why did they decide to do that?
Oh, let's pick the
mean,
worst
this is-
Hypixel map and somehow make it worse too.
Like, oh
But
my
we're not
God.
here to rank CubeCraft, so
That's true. I really want to talk about one of the CubeCraft maps. The CubeCraft map, it's a clock, and there are 12 islands, each labeled with a different number. And it's pretty short bridge to mid. But the real thing is that on each starter island, there are 7 diamond ore. You can get diamond pants just by mining on your island. And that's not even the worst part, because at the bottom, there's a random like noise scattering of white stained glass. So if you fall off, there's an entire 50% chance that you just land on one of the glass blocks and don't die.
pretty much.
It's all right. Now we'll go back. Falcon Heart.
It's a good map.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I honestly give it
think
an
it's S tier. Yeah, A tier. Solid A tier. It's not S tier because it's I think it's a little awkward getting to mid.
It's also a bit
it's-
chaotic in doubles. In solos, it's a really good map. I love
Yeah,
I love
Solos is
playing it
very
in
good in
solos.
doubles. And Chaos is not technically a bad thing, but I think I still think it's A tier.
Crystal Source.
Crystal Source is massive, but like it's one of the ones that feels smaller than it is, I think.
Yeah, I would honestly still give it a C. It's kind of there's nothing really special about it, in my opinion.
It's not special, and it's big.
And
big.
it's a giant loop. Like it can be annoying to like get to people.
It's like
And
it has the onion ring problem. We'll get back
Yeah.
to onion ring.
yeah, we'll get back to onion ring. The
Boys.
onion ring.
It does have redeeming features. It's definitely solid. I think it's high in C.
Yeah, pretty much like upper C. All right,
Fossil.
Fossil.
We're good at Fossil, but
Objectively, I would
not
say Fossil's a
great.
D tier
It's
map.
objectively bad.
We're biased,
D
but
tier-
I'm still gonna give it a D.
We're very biased, but D tier it's not great design. 2 chests at mid. You can walk to mid from your island. You just jump there. That's not good game design. And there's like 1 or 2 ores, and they're both diamonds at your spawn island. There's no ores at mid. It's not
much.
well designed at all.
Crumble is
You
a
get
C.
mid, you win the game.
Crumble's a C. Just like
Crumble-
that's like another like just borderline like just straight on C tier. Like in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not
there's-
special. It's a good map, I
It's-
guess, but it's
listen,
not.
I mean, I don't really like it. It's definitely very low in the C tier. I'd
It's
say.
also very boring to look at. It's just gray.
Yeah, it's boring. It's all gray, and then there's white, which is also just grayscale.
Oh
It's
yeah,
never-
fragment time.
Fragment. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I think Fragment is not badly designed. It just looks bad.
I think a lot of people are a bit too harsh on fragment. Like I get it because it's just like
Yeah,
void
I mean,
everywhere. But if
it's
you
different-
know
it's a different
what you're doing on it,
experience.
it's a very good map for wins and
It's like
gameplay.
a Sky Clash map in a good way. It's like a condensed version of Sky Clash because it's mostly ground, and the void is like second. But that gives a pretty fun gameplay thing. So I think I give it a B.
I'd still give it a
Even
C
just
just
because
because like It definitely is flawed.
Popular opinion.
Like,
It is. It does.
there's
It's,
too many
it's,
gaps.
yeah.
If they got rid of some of the gaps, I think it would be okay.
I mean, I think if they made the gaps bigger and like reduce the amount of clutter, so it's more you land on the block and live, or you fall off, rather than you parkour around and survive for 8 extra hours. I think that might also fix the problem. So
This is
yeah,
one of
I
our
can see tier. I
controversial
can see C
choices.
tier.
I mean, personally biased, I
Yeah.
think we're B tier, but I'm gonna put it C just for the general,
Yeah.
consensus.
For people who don't know Congo, I've never played
Congo.
Congo.
I played it like once in my life.
That's the one where you
It's
can
not
jump to
it's
other
not
people's islands, right?
fantastic. Yeah, it's one of like the really
Oh,
early maps.
it looks so.
2016.
It looks bad. It's not good. It doesn't
I
look
give it
good.
a D,
Actually, it looks
honestly.
like it also looks like one of the maps that CubeCraft copied.
It's like Shire, but still
Worse.
bad, and also getting the mids to paint on it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
You can
getting
look up
to
an
mid.
image. I would pull up an image,
Yeah,
but it's kind of hard to
I'm
get
familiar
through.
with the wiki. It looks very bad.
And you have
If the mid
one
is
thing Congo does have going for it is like that giant banner of leaves that goes around the entire map that you can rush people with, but that
yeah,
also sucks.
like it's an onion rings. It's an onion ring issue as well. If you can't get to mid like reasonably, then it's a bad map.
Deserted
Deserted
Islands.
Islands. Okay,
D or F?
so
Probably a D.
it sucks so badly. Like it looks ugly. It plays badly. If you try rushing, you lose because everybody else rushes. But then if you don't rush, you can't do anything at all. There are random ugly cookies. F tier. F tier, definitely.
Okay, we'll give it
It's
an
not,
F.
especially because of the bottom being made of terracotta, and it goes down so far. Remember that game we had where they just mold all the way to the very bottom?
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
It's
But
it's
I
not
would. The one good thing about it, I would say, is it's good for block clutching maybe a few times, and also going to the top of mid could be kind of advantageous. But other than that,
I
it's
mean,
kind
yeah,
of
but
like
like that's
getting the mid's a
it's
pain.
just
You get knocked off like
it's
half the
so
time,
bad. You
even
get
if you're
knocked off
good.
every time. Mythical Maximus, you should feel ashamed. I'm kidding. Next up, Garage. So we used to hate Garage, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't love it, but
Like, yeah, now it's neutral because we've seen all the other horrible maps. Like, I'm going to be honest, it does have the onion ring issue, but it's mitigated because there are like several the onion ring, and it's easy to knock people off. So it's definitely
objectively,
above an E tier.
I'd still say a C
Yeah, it looks
probably.
ugly. C tier is a fair tier. I think that's even a little bit generous. Low C tier, I think.
It would be like at
would
the bottom of C probably.
Yeah, bottom C tier. Like you've got, it looks ugly. It plays averagely, I'd say.
Dragon Ice is an F.
Yeah, I don't. Let me search up an image of Dragon
All
Ice.
you have to know about Dragon Ice is you have to bridge so far to get to mid, and it hasn't been played in like. There's a reason it's been removed for like 5 years.
This looks exactly like the spawn islands look exactly like a map on CubeCraft, so you know it's horrible.
It's just not a good map. I mean, it looks like the dragon
It
looks
looks
kind of
so
cool,
bad.
but besides that,
Dragon's
it
fine.
kind of looks terrible.
The map.
It just doesn't play well. That's all I can remember. And
It's
also,
still
mid's
Dragon Ice, but it's
overpowered
all about
if
the
you get
ice.
there.
3 out of 10. But you never get there.
Garrison.
Garrison,
tier.
I think Garrison.
B,
Yeah,
A.
Garrison is. Let me think. So Garrison.
I'd probably give
has
it a
a lot
B.
going for it. I think it does have a lot going for it. A lot of small positives. I think. Like it's got. I think the two sides, the red and blue, is like a neat detail.
I think the map looks really cool. Like it's a well-designed map.
It looks great.
For a new map, it's
It's
one of the
not-
best designed.
Yeah, I think
Gameplay-wise, it's alright.
gameplay wise, it's a little bit. It's not as fun because it's like you've got the pseudo mid, and then you have to bridge again to mid, but then go up the stairs to mid.
Also, I would say
and
there's
then-
too many mid chests, and like it kind of
There are too
spreads
many
out the loot too much.
chests. Well, there are only 6, but it still feels. Wait, no, there are 8.
They're
never
8.
mind.
Yeah,
There are 8.
it spreads
I
out the
think
loot
if
too
they got
much.
rid of- I think if they got rid of the chests that are at the bottom of the area, like in the planks, I think if they got rid of those, and then there were
Maybe,
only
yeah.
6 chests.
Or the
I
two
think
on
that
the
would be
edges. One of
I think
those.
the 2 on the edges are fine. I think those ones.
I guess it adds
would
some
be better to
competition
say.
though, so you know.
Yeah, because then you get there faster. You get that one instead of just instantly going to mid and getting all of them. It has a good amount of ores at mid, even though they're all diamonds. I think,
Yeah.
and it has good ores at the start. So yeah, B tier, strong B tier.
Dwarven.
Dwarven.
It's a good map.
Now,
It's
think
not it's
I
not
heard that a
terrible.
lot of people don't like Dwarven. I think it's like solid like B tier. It's just a neutral map.
Yeah,
But
there's nothing
really
really
high.
wrong with it.
There's
It's
nothing
it's just
wrong
kind
with
of outdated. I think that's probably the reason.
Yeah, yeah. It's been around for a while. People played on it a lot. Yeah, it's nothing going for it, but it's not a bad design.
Hanging Gardens.
Hanging Gardens. I hate Hanging Gardens.
I know you hate Hanging Gardens. It has the same problem as Deserted Islands, but I would say it does look better and it does play better.
Yeah, it looks 10 times better. It plays a little.
I
bit better.
honestly, I'm really like. I know you probably want to give it like a D tier. I would give it a C tier. Like
I mean, it does have
it's a
redeeming
lower
qualities,
it's a
like-
lower half map, but it plays pretty well. I have to say, as long as no one camps on it like at the bottom, then it's a good map.
Yeah, that is a rare occurrence. I'll grant that.
It's only happened to me
the
once.
Yeah, the mid chest layout I think is good because it has most of the chests are on the center island, but then it has some parkour jumps to the outer ones to make it spread out the loot more. And I've never actually like stayed at the spawn island ever when I've played Hanging Gardens because it only came into rotation when I started only rushing. But I think from what I can remember, it has a decent amount of ores. So yeah, I'm content with it in C tier. I just personally hate it.
I hate Elven, but it's a D
Elven,
tier probably.
Yeah, Elven is not an F tier. It's definitely better than an F tier, but
It has a lot of flaws. I'd say its two biggest
Yes,
flaws are
flaws.
it's too big and it's too split up. You can never get kills
too
on
big.
this map.
It's
The only
I
kills
think
you
it
get are
also-
at the beginning, knocking people off, and then
Yeah,
you can't get to the
Aquarius
other side
fallacy-
easily.
or,
It
that's
just
enough. The Aquarius folly.
it's too spread
You can't
apart.
go to mid.
Like
If
one
you
side
go
of mid is
to
way
it's
too far
free,
from
you
the
never
other.
get there. Yeah.
This
if
is
they,
one
like,
map where you can
merge-
never get an 11 kill game. If you do, then you're a god somehow.
You're hacking. You just snipe them everyone across the map. Yeah, because like whenever we play this map and we rush mid successfully, nobody else gets to mid for like until I get to the other side and loot all 3 chests. And that's not good game design. You need to be able to get to mid.
Pretty much.
Heaven Palace. I love Heaven Palace.
I love
think
Heaven
it's an
Palace.
S tier.
I would honestly
It's-
give it
it's
an
so
S
good.
tier. I don't know if like
Yeah,
most
it's
people
S
would
tier.
probably say it's an A, but Heaven Palace is like just an all around
It's
good
great.
map.
It's fun to play on.
It's well
it looks
sized. It's easy
decent.
to get to mid. It's not, but it's not impossible to get like knocked off. Like there's
Yeah.
just a lot of good design features to
Yeah.
it. I don't know. Like the mid is really well made. There's 8 chests on that, like which is a lot, but with the circular design, they're all spread out evenly, so it works. And also,
And then,
you
yeah.
know, there's
have
enough
2
room to
choices
grab
of levels.
chests, but also competition, and it's really easy to spot campers and stuff. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
and
it
then
has
there's, like,
many
the-
flaws at all.
Like the only flaw is that it has the vertical aspect, like, and it's super annoying. When
And
people
also
can't
that
play it.
like there's some parts that are a little uneven, like when you jump into mid, there's like the
Yeah, when you
four
jump into
islands
mid, yeah,
kind of off,
some
but it
islands
doesn't
go
affect
super
too much. Like you're still gonna get to mid about the
it's
same
fine, it's fine.
time.
I think it's definitely an S tier. It's got good ores. It's got good chest layout. It's just fun to play on. I think it's one of the best like generic temple maps. There are a lot of those, but I think it's one of the best ones aesthetically.
Firelink Shrine's a B.
Those Firelink Shrines, I would say strong. I think it would be like an upper B. I think it's fun to play on if you know what you're doing.
It is kind of an adventurous map. You feel
Yeah,
like you're
it's-
traveling. You're on a little journey.
And it's a reference to Skyrim. I've never played Skyrim.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Oh yes.
Maybe we'd respect it more. I like this
Yeah.
map a lot. For a new map, this map is
Helios
really
is-
good. I'd give it an
Yeah,
A
it's never
personally.
S. I honestly, I'd say it's like really high, maybe bordering on S.
It's like
but
very
it doesn't
high
really
A tier, but
Yeah,
it's not
very
quite
high
S.
A. I don't think it has like that extra oomph.
Of those most recently added maps, this was the best one. I would definitely
It's
say that.
definitely the best one. Yeah, I think that what brings it down, because Heaven Palace, I think it has like amazing flow. I think Helios, I think the downfall of Helios.
I
is
think it's that like kind of
it's-
transition to mid. I hate that area. That's like
Yeah.
the one area I just don't like about it.
It's like it's got 2 levels and it's weird to play on because like then there's also like the jumpable gap, but like
I think it's just
You
a
cannot-
bit too
it's
like
just- it looks weird.
it's too geometric. That's how I
I
describe
mean, I
it.
think I like it aesthetic.
It's not
I
it's,
like the
it's
aesthetic
not
aspect.
necessarily a bad thing, but like it can be kind of annoying. And
Yeah, if they if they like condense.
it's
like, the
it's
path
very
to
flat.
a
I think
little bit,
I think it's because it's flat.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a pretty flat map,
it is quite flat because it's
which isn't always a bad thing. Like I guess there are staircases and stuff, but
Yeah, but then the staircases just make it like I think yeah the I think then that the biggest issue is the chest placement at the very lowest levels. They'll go
Yeah.
down the stairs and
I
then
mean, I
are
kind of
right to
see why
spawn
they put
wide.
them there, kind of to add like some.
It's a little bit of risk, but
But
like I
if you
don't
go
think
there and there's someone there, you're dead. You can't really escape
yeah
unless you're
yeah I
like
don't
a
really think
god
that it's great.
or have a pearl.
Yeah yeah if they just like
But it's
took
a
out
very
those
high A
chests
tier.
entirely,
That's like
like
barely a flaw. It's just
yes
kind of
it's rare.
like a
If they like swapped those chests with like the enchantment table or anvil, I think that might push it up because then it
top
would
tier new
be
map.
yeah
It's S
it's
tier for
gonna
new
go.
maps, but A
Forgotten.
overall.
Forgotten is eh,
B C.
eh, there. Like it's another forgettable map. Get
I
it?
mean,
Because it's
yeah,
forgotten.
I do
B
kind of
tier for
like
fun.
it. I do kind of, yeah, I would say B. I do kind of like that like giant gap in the center. It's really, it's kind of fun
I
to
think
like
that is
if
that's a
you're in danger, like if you can get there and knock someone off, it kind of works. And also the
yeah. I
top
think that's
area
a
is really well made.
yeah.
It's
I
literally
think
just
that
that
mid is
Mineplex
really
survival
good.
games map from like years back.
I think mid is really good. It's just like the outer extra set of mid islands that make it because it takes so long to get to mid.
Somehow
If you
this
get to
map
mid
made me
quickly,
like hate staircases less.
it is only staircases. Next map,
Frostbite
Frostbite. Which one's Frostbite
D.
again?
It's like that snowy map. It's like one of the most
Oh,
original maps,
right.
but it's like it's a
In
small snowy map. You've
in
seen Techno
vertical.
play on it before.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that
It's a
one.
D tier
All the
in my
chests are
opinion.
in like a 0 block radius, and you have to build up to get to mid. So yeah, D tier.
I wouldn't say it's an
I mean,
F, but you
it's
know,
not
it's
definitely
not
not an
good.
F. It's not that bad. Jinzu, I
A.
think. Jinzu, yeah, pretty good,
I
pretty
like this
good.
map. I used to hate it because I fell off a lot, but that was my own fault. So
Yeah, it's got the Long Island thing, but instead of a big, huge mountain that blocks your path, it's got a nice bridge that you can just cross.
I will give it that it's a very unique map, like in design
Yeah,
style. Like
it's
it's
pretty
like
just
it's like two arrows. It's like
yeah,
triangular. It's like
two
it's a
arrows, and then
rhombus. I like that.
rush people on this map.
Also, it looks
But then
really
it's also
beautiful.
easy to rush mid.
It's a
It looks
beautiful
good. It
map.
looks good.
That
Very
like
aesthetically
cherry
pleasing.
blossom is really nice.
Definitely an A tier. Yeah, well, we're just gonna skip over that one. Mount Gobal. I honestly like Mount Gobal a lot.
It's not a bad map.
In terms of yeah.
It's not
Let me take a look.
fantastic by any means.
It's not fantastic.
I'd honestly give it a B, but it's
Yeah.
slightly above average.
I think I might want to give it an A, but like a low A tier. It's I think its design is good because you've got one chest on all the outside of the four paths in, and then one at the center. So that you can risk assess. You either go for the chest. You get the chest closest to you, and then you say, okay, I can go up and get the vantage point, or I can go around or through to get more loot, which I think is a good like decision making low level
Yeah,
thing.
I
But
I
otherwise,
I have a
out
slightly
the
differing
doors.
opinion because like I don't really like mid on that map too much. It's
I mean,
really it's a bit
the
hard to like keep track of things,
that's true. That's true. It is. I think
and
the levelness of the
I don't like the layout of the staircases. They're like too wide. It makes it really easy to like get hit
yeah
off or blocked off or get jumped
yeah
on.
I think the chest placements are good for what terrain they're on, but I don't think the terrain is
But I
good.
will say it's one of the best design maps.
Yeah, it looks pretty
I mean,
nice, and
design
I
points
think it's
don't really
pretty
do
good.
much for maps like placement, except if it's like
Yeah,
Ember Cell. But
yeah. So I think B tier is fair.
we'll give it a high
Mythic
B for you.
Mythic is good, pretty good.
A.
Uh, yeah. I think that the hidden iron block at mid pushes it up from like mid A tier to like high A tier. I think
I
that's
just
like
like Mythic. It's a very
that's
very good
also
solos
already
map.
a very good
This
map.
would be if it was just for solos, it would be an S tier
It's
for me at
but
least.
like on doubles, it gets a little bit overwhelming because if one team gets to mid from each side, that's 8 people all going for all converging on the same point.
I guarantee
Because
everyone
this
would want to put this in S, so we're probably making people mad. But you know,
yeah,
this is our
because
opinion.
the gameplay loop of this is that you rush the spawn island, knock off anybody who's coming, and then rush to mid, and then try to get to the center as fast as possible. And that makes all the sweats all fight each other at mid, and then you die instantly.
Haunted's a bad map. It's old,
And
so
Let me check out the image.
It's you have to jump down towards mid, and that already is a bad. That's already a huge flaw.
Jumping down is not good.
And it's also like a ring, and there's like areas underground where you get stuck.
That looks awful. That looks so bad.
I might give an F, but I haven't played it much.
On the screenshot, just based on the screenshot alone, I think it should get an F tier because that just from any perspective that looks.
It's
awful.
not a good map. I'll just say that much. Yeah, I've only played it a couple times in my life.
What? Yeah, I don't.
But there's only one map that's worse with that, and we'll get to that eventually.
Okay, Neo, I don't. That's the big
I give it a C.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really beautiful. It's a beautiful map, but gameplay wise, it's kind of it's iffy.
It should be put it in a different game, and then it's fine. Put it in
put it on CubeCraft.
Repurpose it. You put it in CubeCraft, then it'll fit right in. But it looks amazing. It plays awfully. Like the slabs at mid, the huge bridge to get there, it's just not great.
Jagged. That's that triangular map with the glass dome in the center.
Yeah, it's fine. B tier.
I think they just put it back in rotation today.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing to say about Jagged other than
the map rotation today was again very bad.
Yeah, as always. There's nothing to say about Jagged.
It's fine. It's another one of those generic maps, you know.
It's a generic map, but there's a place for those.
Long Island, an old classic.
Long Island, wherever we put the other Long Island, where do we put that? A tier.
Yeah, honestly, I would put it in A. It's a classic. It's only just a village. It's.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's pretty Skywars.
I think it should go in the B tier.
Maybe
because it's just a worse version of Jinzu. Because it's hard to traverse because of the mountain. And
yeah, that's true.
The structure of the default Minecraft villages are bad. They were thrown together.
You know, here's my logic. It would have been A tier, but it's a B tier because it's one word instead of two words. Big mistake.
Why would they do that? Isn't that another one of the? No wait, I remember Oceania. I think Oceania is pretty good, but it's very chaotic in doubles.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's bad in double. It's so.
I give it a B.
It would be A tier if it was solo. B tier since it's doubles.
And we're mainly doubles players. I play a lot of solos in my free time, but overall we play a lot of doubles.
Yeah, I only play doubles. I just solo queue.
So we know how that works. I'm experienced in both.
S tier.
Above S tier.
Yeah, just.
All you have to know about magma, if you've never seen it before, is lava. That hard about it's just
actual lava.
Imagine pyro on that map.
CubeCraft, of all of the maps, why did you do?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move this up here first. I think we can go ahead and just. I think we can just go ahead and. Yeah.
Some maps they have cool concepts. This is not one of those.
Onion Ring V1 is probably the worst Skywars map of all time, besides Magma.
Isn't that the one where it's just slabs that slope off and
it's
a donut?
Yeah. And then Onion Ring V2, it improved it, but it didn't improve it.
It's a palatable. It's the best possible version of the worst thing.
Honestly, if they somehow made it smaller, it wouldn't be as bad. But it's just too. It just has way too large of a radius
within the islands, and then added stepping stones that you could parkour across or something.
Then it takes 10 years to go around the circumference of it.
Exactly, it's just no, it's not good.
It's just chasing people for 10 years.
And there's nothing you can do to combat that. You can circumvent movement by cutting across the island. You can't do that in Onion Ring because you have to cut across the void.
I will admit though, I do kind of have fun playing Onion Ring for some reason. I don't know why. Something about it is just fun to play.
Sometimes it's hilarious, but it's
a bad match still.
Martian, I give it an A. I think A, solid A. It's just good-ish, I guess. And
it's probably the smallest map beside Shire.
Yeah, it's got it does have, I think, it falls for the Aquarius blunder. Super easy to
That's fun. It's a really good rush map. It's such a good. It's the best rush map there is.
You get there instantly, and at mid there's iron, there's like infinite iron, but like iron's not that overpowered considering you are at mid. The only thing
True.
that is, I think that it doesn't have an enchantment table, which I think is like the biggest flaw, which is saying
Yeah.
that's a small thing and it's pretty good.
I mean, you
Palette.
need an enchant table. I mean, you could make an anvil at least, but like,
You can make an anvil, but you can't make an enchantment table. Like if you put the enchantment, even if you put the enchantment table on the very top of the spaceship, I think that would be hilarious and work well. All right, moving on.
palette.
Palettes.
I love
So
palette. You don't.
you like because just it is awkward. Like
It's kind of awkward.
there are like yeah, it's awkward to
I
play
give it a
on.
B.
Yeah, I think I think B is fair. It's like in my opinion it's low B, but yeah.
I think the only thing I would give it an A. I think we're gonna put a B though because it's very glitchy with the carpets. That's really my
The
only
carpets,
reason.
The carpets make
I
it.
think I heard the carpets would be a way better map.
And I don't like the chest. I don't really like the chest placements of how they're like you have to like tower up or like jump up because like that like it slows the game way down. Memorial.
S.
Memorial's good. Memorial's it is a classic. It's a good. It's just
I'd
good.
give it an S personally. It would be maybe an A. It's like a low S.
Yeah, low S. Yeah.
I'd
Well,
only
let's see.
I'd only
If
give it that
you-
because of maybe like I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's another generic looking map, but it's very good. It's very good. You've got I think the star between the islands. I think that is actually really good because it
It's a
gives
very
an
good
additional layer.
position, and also it adds some
Yeah.
strategy so you can knock people
And
off with a
strategy,
rushing
and then
back and stuff.
but also it's not super obtrusive because there's only a one block.
You can
gap
block
between
clutch
it.
there too.
Exactly. So it's I think it's
fair.
very good.
It's a
Well
very
designed,
balanced
good,
map.
good choices. Chest placement, a little bit weird that there's just one floating in the middle, just in the air.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, it's pretty good.
I
Overall.
give Railroad a C personally.
Railroad. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people like Railroad, but I don't.
The main reason it also falls under the Onion Ring rules, not as
Yeah,
much, but it does
it's
have
like
that
the
problem.
least offensive.
If you're stuck at the center and there's someone on the outer ring, it's a pain to get them.
Yeah, you can't you just can't leave.
They make a wall and then you have to wait for a
That's
pearl and then you have a risk of getting knocked off. It just that's
yeah,
the
but
one
like,
thing holding it back.
Yeah, I mean, like even like the concept of it, even with the glass, and you just break the glass and then people fall in. That's hilarious. I think that's like an amazing design choice. But then the rest of it's not great.
Mothership.
Mothership. Let's skip
This
Mothership.
is-
We'll come back to
This is one of the
least
strangest
Skywars map of all time. We'll put it off to the side. Sanctuary.
Cube crab.
Isn't that the? I think yeah,
That's the rings,
it's the fidget spinner map.
pretty much.
Yeah,
B?
it's. I think it would be a C.
Okay, I
Like,
could agree with that.
yeah. See, it's like because you can jump to mid from some certain locations, making it actually super unbalanced. Because if you spawn at the farthest out, you have an instant disadvantage because you have to walk so much farther. There's not a lot of bridging, which I think, in my opinion, is good because it reduces like the amount of just knocking off with no skill. Knocking people off takes actual skill at this time. But the fact that, as Technoblade pointed out in his rant about the new maps, you have to jump to an additional island to get the chests, and it's a 4-block jump, I think. If you don't place blocks, meaning usually if you don't have enough skill, you have to place blocks in order to get all the mid chests, which is I don't like that. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, honestly.
The rings are a decent idea, but then like also they're like they're like squares cut out of them for some reason in some places. So
I do
doesn't
kind of
look
like the
aesthetically
mid
pleasing.
though. The mid's alright.
The mid's fine. The mid's fine. It has 2 layers of vines that lead up to the top, which is annoying sometimes. But
I don't
also
like the
is
top
safe.
too much, but besides that, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's also another.
Is there a
one of the
reason you wanted to come back to
generic-
Mothership?
Yeah, we're saving it until later so we can have an in-depth discussion.
Okay. Mountaintop. Great map.
Mountaintop.
Honestly, I'd give it an S
I
almost.
really like Mountaintop.
The
yeah.
only thing holding it back, I think, is that it's a little bit unbalanced in like position.
Yeah.
But it
No,
does a
it's
really
got
good
of
job at
attention.
countering that somehow. Like, it doesn't seem ridiculous.
Yeah, it's another one of the
I give it an A.
Long Island maps, but since it's like split and there are like multiple ways to get around, uh, like there's parkour to get between like the lower platforms. I think that makes
It's done
so
well.
much more mobility. It's very good. Sentinel, Sentinel,
See.
Sentinel. See,
I do kind of like the rush aspect of that map
yeah,
specifically,
but it's
but
high risk, very high reward. If you get there first and you're able to get
Upper
a
Rush
chance before
describes that map.
anybody else is, we never one of us.
I mean, there's only
Alright,
like 4 mid chests. Like, it's very competitive.
yeah. It's
You got it's first come first serve.
super intense, super fast. You get there first, you win. Mushy, I hate it's bad.
D.
It's bad.
I would
D,
say it's the
D.
worst map. It's not like it's okay at the center, but that's really all it has going
It's
for
like
it.
it's like yeah, it's like it's bad, but it's not terrible. It's like it exemplifies bad, but not
Also,
terrible.
that it's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Its name describes its tier.
Yeah. Xiaohao. A.
I give it an
Xiaohao
S.
is good. Yeah. I thought you were gonna read it lower, but yeah, Xiaohao is just it's very good. It's got the only thing that ruins Xiaohao is that diamond armor.
That is kind of annoying. There's too many
It's
diamonds.
yeah, it's the fact that there are 4 diamonds per island, and it takes approximately 2 blocks to get between islands, and like 2 seconds. That all of the pros are just able to mine diamonds full diamond is whack.
I think Xiaohao has one of my favorite mid areas ever. Like, it's
Very good. You got
fantastic.
the stairs up.
Like, the
You have
second
this,
level
like,
is actually
mini
fair.
ring.
Like, it's not overwhelmingly annoying to get to people.
It's good. It's just very good.
It's a good
S
map.
tier.
It's just a well balanced map.
And then the diamond armors. If they moved, I'll take away 2 diamonds from each of the spawn islands, and it's easily one of basically the best map, I think.
Mythos.
Mythos starts with an M, rent with hosts.
Eh.
Sort of close to mythic.
B.
It's yeah, it's oh yeah.
It's a
yeah.
map.
I don't have a lot to say about. It's not bad.
No, I think the only part that
it's
sucks about
okay.
Mythos is going to mid.
Yeah, getting to mid
Mid is
takes
fine.
too long. But it's not. It
hasn't been in
it's
rotation a while
ruined.
either. It's been a while.
True. It's sad. Siege.
Controversial map.
Where would you put Siege?
I put C.
I would honestly put it in A because of the excitement.
We'll put it B then.
Yeah, we'll split it. We'll put it in B because I think that it is the most fast-paced map.
That's one of
And
them.
I don't think that's a bad thing. It's like everybody rushes each other or rushes mid instantly, and I think that is a good aspect of
Okay.
Skywars is being fast-paced and getting there, because the best Skywars games, right? You get to mid, you get your gear, you have a big fight, and you are victorious. The worst parts of Skywars is when somebody is camping on the outside, and you go to mid, get the stuff, come back, build a big fort, and pearl over, fall into the void, clutch. And yeah, I think Shire is the best map at mitigating that. But I can definitely see why people don't like it, because those are also features that a lot of people dislike. So that's mostly opinion from my part. So fair.
I put it a low B or a high C
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Novus.
Most people probably put it at D tier, but you know.
Yeah,
Novus is
they
an
all
F.
hate it. Let me take a look at it.
It's basically haunted, but you drop further down.
I was like, wait, which one is this? And then I immediately knew.
It's
No,
the MLG water
you-
bucket clutch map, and then TNT cannon
why
up
would you
here
think
to the
this is a
top
good
map.
idea? Why would you think this is the good idea?
I'll give it creativity points, but it also loses all those creativity points for existing. So
It's basically Onion, but in a different direction.
yeah,
All right, Submerged. Submerged sucks
I give it a C still.
objectively. I put it D tier because along with like the slab issue,
Okay.
the chest placement is the chest placement, because you got 5 chests in one half of the map and 1 on the other. That's not balanced.
I will give Submerge one thing. It is like the perfect size Skywars map.
It is very well sized. I think it has the perfect amount of like balance there. But like the chests, there are three in one structure, and some people spawn closer to that structure, and then some people spawn right beside an arch that just has a straight path to that structure. It's just not good. It's so bad. Over on
I
towers.
give it a B.
That one. Over on towers. We haven't played over on towers, but from what I remember,
It's giant. That's its big
it's
flaw.
massive. I think yeah,
It's a
it's
very fun
massive.
map. I
It's fun.
I had a lot of fun on this map.
Yeah, somehow, even though it's like so big, it's still fun. So I think
It's
we
very good
should
in
say-
double. In solos, I would probably put it C, but for doubles, I'll put it B. Like,
Yeah, it's like a sky adventure map.
it's fun to
Sky
explore.
game. Tane. I like Tane. High A, low S.
Honestly, I give it an S.
Yeah, it's very good.
For a
It
newer
seems
map,
like-
it's really well made.
Yeah, it looks like we're playing all of the like Sky Clash esque maps at the top.
I mean,
But,
they are like the
Sky
best
Clash was
ones.
good.
I mean,
Sky Clash was a fun game while it lasted, but nobody played it because it was just Skywars
Yeah.
again.
I don't even. I think I played it like maybe like a couple times in my entire life. So,
I played it a bunch. It was literally just Skywars, but all of the islands were like jumping distance of each other, and that was the only change other than like perks and more stuff that you can customize.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I can see what that.
Tiki.
Tiki is okay.
C. I guess I'd say that's a fair ranking.
Yeah.
It's one of the
Yeah.
for like the really old maps. It's one of the better ones,
I think.
and that's saying a lot because
yeah.
most of them are like F and D tier. So
Yeah, the chest placement is pretty bad. It's like all on the lower floor or in this like inescapable box. But like the area surrounding mid is pretty good, I think.
we can already put this in F. Anyway.
No, honestly, I think Overfall has enough redeeming factors to put it in D. Actually, no, never mind.
No.
I thought of all the redeeming and then I remembered all the other features, like because Overfall, it is it has the first come first serve. If you're salmon kit, you win. But if you're in the 1.13, you beat the salmons.
Yeah.
If you get there first, you win, and I'm pretty good at getting there first, so I'm biased. But yeah, F tier.
Tribal's an A tier.
Tribal, yeah. Which one's tribal? I think I remember that one.
Tribal's the ring of like leaves in the center with the speed potion.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think the seed potion, even though that is objective, because some people's secret that not a lot of people know about. So I think that is
Mid's
good.
pretty good on the map. And it's not, it doesn't have the onion ring problem because you can actually like go to mid
Yeah.
and cut through and
Yeah,
stuff.
because like there are so many like pathways, spokes that go to mid. So yeah, it's good. Plateau.
Probably an S, at least in my opinion. It's just a good map.
It's just
Really well-rounded
It's just
map.
basic.
Same-
Normal, nothing to say.
Same with Tribute, yeah.
Yeah,
Tribute's just the Skywars map.
Yeah,
If-
it's the Skywars map. I think it's like the lowest of the S tiers because it's very large.
it's a bit too big, but it's like the most
huge.
Skywars map. So
Yeah.
not putting an S tier would be a crime.
Yeah, it would be we would get arrested. Paul, wasn't that the B one?
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Did you steal the B and put that as a corner island like old?
No,
old
that
Skyrim?
was Jack who did it.
Yeah, classic Jack. All right, yeah, no need to talk about that one anymore. Tundra, I like Tundra.
It's alright. B or C.
It's got I think B tier. It's definitely not A tier because of the attics and how you could just like hide there forever. But otherwise, I think it's pretty well
Do
designed.
you like the Minecraft font I chose?
Yes, it's very good. It's Minecraft. All right, guys. Now we're on Raidus.
Raidus.
We're going to rate this
Eh.
map.
C.
Get it? Laugh.
It would be higher. I just don't. Something about Raidus I just don't enjoy. I don't know.
I think
Bridging
the
especially.
The mid is too big, and the distance is too long.
Also, I hate when people stand on like those semi-mid areas and just don't leave.
And
And
just
it's just
stay there for the rest of the time.
uh
It's not good. It's not rad as Skull.
waterways.
Waterways.
Eh,
You don't like waterways. Where would you put it?
C or D.
See, I think if you strategize well, like really well, you can survive it. And it's fine. You just need to get to mid instantly, climb the stairs, and then assess which chests you can get to. it's definitely has poor traits.
Red Fang's a D.
Red Fang. Yeah, I
It has
don't
these one of these
remember.
smallest, like thinnest platforms going to mid.
Let me take a look. Red Fang.
You'll recognize it when you see it.
Oh, yeah. That. No, that's not. It's not well designed. If they got rid of those platforms and just moved all of
Besides
the
that,
spawn
it's
islands
pretty.
closer,
It's okay. Like the
okay,
mid's not too hateful. I guess I don't
the
know. There's
it's
nothing
massive.
special.
It's got several
It's
layers.
just
It's
not
just
really
not.
a good map. It's not an F tier, but
Yeah,
it's not good.
yeah. It doesn't have any special things, and then it also has bad design choices.
Winter Helm is an S in my
Winter Helm.
opinion.
Which one's Winter Helm? That's the big winter
That's a
map
tree
with
in the
like
middle.
the slopes down. Yeah, it's very good. Uh,
Maybe an A.
it's big.
S or an A.
Yeah, I'd say it's S. I think S.
It's one of my
It's
favorite maps. I just like it.
I think that it's fine. It flows nicely. You can get to mid like several different ways, and then there's the choice of do you go to the center where there might be a mosh pit, or do you stay around the ring where there's going to be a lot of people.
Hmm.
So it's good, very good.
Roots.
There's a, I
C.
remember roots. Roots. Yeah, it's confusing is the word
It's a
I'd
weird map.
use.
It's a tournament map, so it's not like.
Yeah, yeah. It was because the thing is with roots is that there would be like 8 people at mid. I'd throw one snowball at one of them, and all of them would fall off because nobody knows where the ground is because they all like hide around the edges of the very center island. But then that's directly beside the void, and they don't notice.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Can I
Strata.
say I don't like Strata?
Strata isn't that the?
I would still give it a C.
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
I just hate that path to
The
mid. It's way
bottom
too campy. This is like the camper's heaven map.
it's so campy. Like it's hard to get to the actual spawn islands. It's
This
hard
is
to get
one
to
of
the
this map
center of
almost
it.
always goes
The
to
bridge
pro
is
refill.
awful, and then you fall onto the
It's
propeller
annoying.
where you fall down at the center of mid.
It's
It's
an
just
annoying map.
yeah, it's
It's
annoying.
mid is pretty good though. Mid it has a good
If
mid,
people
and
if people just
besides
didn't do
those
those
flaws,
strategies, it
it's
would be pretty
not
good.
terrible.
Yeah,
But still
Sanctum.
C.
Which one's Sanctum?
You know, Sanctum, like the bricks and the
Oh yeah,
that little temple.
I don't very much like it.
Let's see.
It's too much slabs. I think it's
There are too
all
many
about
slabs.
elevation change. So yeah, not great, not great.
Any
I
maps
do
that
like the
involve like
chest
too much
placement.
elevation kind of suck. I'll be honest.
Yeah, because
It's
like
not good for Skywars.
the chest at the high mid in the center.
I don't
Temple.
like super flat maps or like really elevated maps. You need like a good like in
Yeah,
between.
because
Temple's
the thing
bad.
is with that, it's not really elevation differences. It's the fact that most of the entire map is stairs. So there's not really even anything at those different elevation levels. Because even at the top, there are like slabs that move you up, and then you can climb up on top, and it's all slabs up there as well.
Yeah, Temple's bad.
Temple.
That's an old map.
Wait, what? Temple. It looks like this is also a map that CubeCraft copied.
It's just like a small
I'm gonna-
temple in the center, and there's like there's paths you have to like walk across very thin. And you can
There are
just get
paths that you
punched
can-
off in like 2 seconds.
Bad.
I would maybe not an F, but I'll give it a D. Shattered.
Uh,
It kind of has like the
looks-
same
I
problem.
remember playing on this map a long time ago.
Yeah, I
but
played
it's
on this one
so
too.
big. It looks
And
really,
the paths are very
really
thin.
good.
That's the only part. But besides that, mid's pretty good. If you, I've seen this in
I think
Tecto
from what
videos
I
too.
remember, I think it's D. I think it's a D.
It's probably D,
It
yeah.
looks very good. I think it's one of it's,
If they
even though it's,
if
like,
they remade
so
it, it would
basic,
be really good.
yeah. It would. It looks very good. Toadstool.
The better mushroom map, but still bad.
Yeah,
C.
it's not great. C.
Maybe
yeah.
D. Maybe also a D. I don't know.
Yeah, D.
I'd also put it a
Let me
D just
remember
because it's huge.
Oh yeah, because the chest, it's huge, and the chest placements. The fact that there's like 6 at mid and then like 4 on the outside, that's 10 chests. None of the chests have any loot.
I'd
that's
still
worth it.
say it's more entertaining than mushies though.
It's true, but it's still bad.
I'd say Arul has the best mushroom theme.
Wait a
Shire,
minute. Wait, did
tiny.
we mix up? I think I mixed up Siege and Shire. Hold.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh yeah, that's why I say I put Siege in like C2 or D2.
Yeah, Siege. I think D tier. All right. Yeah, Siege is. It's bad. It's bad.
I was about to say. I was
It
like,
didn't
huh.
deserve to stick around. Yeah, Shire's A.
We had a B before.
Yeah, Shire's good. Towers.
I put Shire in A
Towers.
actually. I'll move that up.
You like Towers, right?
Towers
From
are
what I
fun.
can remember. Tires is fine, but it's big. It's got the onion ring problem, but it does have
It's another B
the
map.
center. Yeah, B map. It's inoffensive.
Most of the time, you're gonna have
Yes.
most maps in B and C. Like that's just like the.
Yeah, that's inevitable. Ukishima.
It's a pretty good map.
I like Ukishima. I'd say A.
Yeah. It's not hateful.
Yeah,
It doesn't have
yeah,
anything
it doesn't-
hateful about it. It's just like, it's a map.
like the worst thing is that the massive pillars or the massive archways at the center, people camp on those, but like they rarely do that. Other than that,
It also has a very similar style to Xiaohao, but we're not basing off style. We're basing off gameplay more. So
Steampunk. Which one was Steampunk?
Steampunk was D C, maybe a C.
Oh right, Steampunk.
I'm the only,
I do remember playing on this.
I would say it's the worst map. I give it like a low C.
It's not great. Yeah, low C. That's fair. I mean, it's just boring.
I give Villa a C as
It's
well.
poor. Villa, yeah, Villa. Its design is just flawed. Like there are so many like layers and towers, and then you go up on the fences, and then it's just confusing. There's no like in a lot of the maps, like you have mid, and then everybody fights at mid, and there's one spot. And on Villa, they all just run around on every single layer, and it's confusing.
All right, now let's talk about
How's it
Mothership.
going? Mothership is the least Skywarsy map of all time.
But it
Yeah,
somehow manages
it's
to not
still
be
good.
bad.
It's still good. It has every flaw that a
How does a map like
have.
have so many bad qualities that it's like all the negatives make a positive map? Like I don't understand.
It's because you've got mid at a completely different elevation.
It's like one of the largest maps in the game. You think it'd be a pain, but you can always get to people. It's
then like
there's gaps.
and
There's
people is off to the side. There's only like 3 chests at center. It's divided into groups of 3 sets of 4 islands instead of 4 sets of 3 islands, which is ludicrous, and yet it still works.
that being said, I still give it a B.
Yeah. Anyways, now let's move on to the summer maps and
Well, just the holiday maps. Yeah,
we'll start off with
summer maps
Aku.
were like the worst holiday maps.
I'm gonna be honest.
Aku wasn't too bad. Aku would be
Aku gets a B.
Aku would be a B, and
It's like-
Sunken would be a C.
I would not complain if Aku came back as just a regular map. That was just
Sunken. The only problems with Sunken were it was too big and unbalanced.
Sunken is literally just unbalanced. Like it's objectively unbalanced.
Its
as
mid
part of
wasn't
the
bad though. It doesn't have the worst mid on Earth.
That's true.
Also, I pulled off
Like,
one of my
it's okay.
greatest clutches in history on that map, so you
That's
know I'll
true.
give it some
You're
credit there.
completely biased. Egg Isle.
Egg Isle.
Egg Isle. I don't see that one on the wiki. Is it East? Is it Easter?
It's an Easter
Isle?
map, or maybe it's called.
Yeah.
I thought it was called Egg Isle.
It gets. Well, there's one called Easter Isle, which I don't see on the list, and there's a bunch of eggs on it. Is that
Egg
is that
Isle
what you're thinking of?
Skywars. Yeah, one sec. Oh, I guess it was called Easter Isle. That's weird. I had it. I had it. It was listed as Egg Isle on the.
I see. So they're lying to you, John.
I think, or I was just blind and had eggs on the mind. It's okay.
It looks like a Bed Wars map, but
C.
like they just expanded some of the islands.
I think it's a
Doesn't
C
look-
from what I
doesn't look
remember.
fun to play.
I only played it a few times
It's
during
impressive.
like that season, but
Yeah. Yeah, C, I guess. I would
Blossom.
say it just doesn't look good.
Now
Blossom.
these Easter maps were great. I don't know what they. I don't know how they managed it, but
Oh yeah, Blossom was
Blossom,
really good.
Blossom and Farmstead are both A tier. They're both
Farmstead
really good maps.
I think Farmstead is like A tier. Like it's very fun to play on.
Both these maps are A tier. Like they were very good maps for you know everything that's been going on in the Skywars world. Bad balancing, bad everything.
Bad everything.
We got some good maps in Easter. And then
Pralines.
Pralines, the last Easter map. It wasn't great.
I remember playing on it one time.
I give it a C.
I would honestly put it high C tier, maybe B, because it looked. I can't really judge this one. I played it in Lucky Blocks mode, and I was never able to get to mid before dying.
I'd still give it a C.
So yeah, C tier will switch it. Okay, Witch's Brew. I think
I couldn't put an apostrophe with this font, so it's not my fault.
Witch, multiple witches. So Witch's Brew.
Well, then I'd have to put E.
If I remember it incorrectly, or okay, I do remember it right. B tier. I honestly would give it a B tier. It has
It's fun.
a lot of flaws. It is definitely flawed, but I remember it being fun
It's pretty fun.
because you run around everywhere. It's hard. You've got easily trappable spawn islands with like staircases that go straight down, and then also a back entrance.
But I'll
The witch
never forgive this map for that time I threw a pearl and it went right through the island. I threw it directly at the witch hat and it just went right through it. I will never forgive it.
Like, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Undead Isle, the other Halloween map.
Undead Isle. I remember Undead Isle being pretty fun.
It was fine.
Or,
It was a
like,
fun
pretty
map. B.
Yeah. B tier. B tier.
All right, the Christmas maps. Fruitcake. The most
All right, let
open
me
map in
go for-
history.
Oh right, isn't it? It's the massive fruitcake where it's just the biggest just circle, isn't it?
It's not the worst map, but I give it a C. It was very fun to knock people off of it.
Yeah, because I think the biggest flaw with fruitcake is how long it takes to get to mid.
It wasn't
And
terrible.
like it's just a big circle. It's
Getting to mid
not
wasn't
aesthetically
terrible. It
pleasing.
was just
Yeah.
it just was kind of
C
boring.
tier.
Candy
Yeah,
Lane.
it's super.
What was
Candy
Candy Lane
Lane.
again? I forget that one. Kinda. Let me look it up.
You also forget it. Candy Lane. Candy.
I only
Lane.
got the unique ones, not the reskins, because there's no point in ranking reskins.
Oh right, Candy Lane. I remember Candy Lane. I remember playing this also in Lucky Blocks.
Oh yeah, this map. Oh, this was in a Technoblade video. I remember this.
I like it. I think it's pretty fine. I think yeah.
Maybe a B.
Like B tier, B tier, yeah.
If we're not 100% sure, we'd just probably give it a B or C. Unless it's
I don't
absolutely
remember
terrible.
it well, but I do remember it being pretty fun. Even though I never liked
I never really liked Cookie Fest.
Let me take a look at Cookie Fest.
I give it a C or a D.
Oh right,
Probably C.
they definitely copied this one on CubeCraft. It looks exactly the same, and it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's very good. I'll let you decide because
I put
never
it
played
in C because it's in like
it just
every
looks
Christmas.
bad. It just doesn't look good.
I think Glazed.
Glazed terracotta. Let's take a look at glazed. Oh right, glazed. It looks a lot like
I'd say it's one of
the
it's one of the better
Tana.
Christmas maps.
It's pretty good.
It's a B as
yeah,
well.
B tier.
Honestly, yeah.
It's a little wonky at mid. Like it's like pathing is weird. So it doesn't get yeah. I think that's what holds it back from an
And
A
then
tier.
Wreath.
It's like mid is weird. Wreath, the final one.
I didn't.
Dun, dun, dun.
I remember not really liking Wreath that much. And looking at it
Wreath.
now, I hate those
Right,
presents. They look so bad.
It's ugly. It's ugly.
It's an
I
ugly
remember
map.
Wreath being, like it looks. It's. I think it plays fine. It's an average gameplay map. So
I give it a
tier,
C. Yeah.
low C tier. John, you missed.
Then I missed
Did
one
you
of the.
miss? Wait, what?
Wasn't there like another Christmas map? It wasn't on the list I had probably, but what was it? I can't remember.
Why
It was
is
like
there a ranked map on the page for whatever?
Is that all of them?
I think that's